Welcome to Flash CS6 Tutorial 20, Type What You Hear Part 3. It's a follow-up to Tutorial 19, which was Type What You Hear Part 2, and that's what I have opened on my computer. I've been asked to do a few adjustments, modifications. The first one is to have this play button here removed once we start actually typing the words in. Because one of the things it does, besides playing the audio, it takes you back to first word. So if you're up here and hit it, you're going to jump way back to first word. So that's very simple. Select this on your play button line. Select it in with the first word. Right click, insert, blank keyframe. And there, that button's gone once we reach this point. And now we're going to add a button called the audio button that allows us to hear the audio later on if the person forgot what the actual words were. So select the play button layer, insert a layer, call it audio button, AUDIOBTN. Select that frame for first word, insert keyframe or blank keyframe, it doesn't matter. Pick up your rectangle tool or something to make a button with. I have a stroke black and a blue fill. There it is. Pick up my selection tool, highlight it, modify it, convert it to a symbol, make sure button is selected, and I'm calling it audio button, AUDIO_BTN. Copy that and open the library. And there it is, audio button, and we're going to give it the same instance name. Paste. I'm going to double click on it. Now I'm inside of that button. This is the box or the button, BOX, doesn't matter. Call it something. Lock it. Insert a layer. Call this one text, TEXT. Pick up your text tool. Open the properties panel. Make sure static is selected. And 20 points might be a bit big. I'm going to go down to 14-ish and make sure I got something other than blue. I'm going to go with white, and up here make my text box, and I'm going to say capital AUDIO, audio. You don't see it, but it's here. When I drag it down, there's my audio. Back to the main timeline. Let's write some code for that audio button. So select the actions frame on that same in line with the first word. Open the actions panel. Go down to the very bottom. Put a couple enters. And type. It says audio_BTN period add event listener. We've done this over and over and over. I'm going to call it repeat audio. And this repeat audio, and it's going to say audio_MC period go to and play frame 2. You could have actually went back to timeline 1 and copied some of this and pasted it in, but that's up to you. So now anytime we hit this button, we're going to play that audio. And I'm going to give it a little test to make sure it works. I tested mine and it works. I don't like to play audio and make these videos because the program I use doesn't seem to want to separate them properly. The next thing I want to do, or I was asked to do, is to come up with some kind of a score system. So in this first frame of the actions layer, open the actions panel. After the stop, put a couple enters, and we're going to make a variable. Type. VAR turns purple. I'm calling it points, capital POINTS, number, capital NUMBER, turns blue, equals 0, semicolon. So that's where we're going to collect our points. So now we got to make a spot to display them points. Go back to the timeline. Select the audio button layer. Make sure it's locked. Insert a layer. Call it points or score. POINTS, points or score. Select that first word frame, insert a keyframe or blank keyframe, open the text box, open the properties panel. We want dynamic text this time, and 20 points is reasonable, and make a long skinny text box for now. Open the properties panel and call it points text, POINTS underscore TXT. Close that. Select the actions layer for first word, open the actions panel, and here where we get the correct answer and go to the next word, we want to collect some points for that. So put a line in here, type. It says points equals points plus 20 semicolon. So if we get it right, we're going to add 20 to our points. Copy that, right click, copy. Then come down to here where you got the incorrect answer and paste it in, paste, and say points minus, and I'm going to just minus 10. So if I get it right, I get 20 points. If I get it wrong, I lose 10 points. Now we want to get that points to go to our word that we made called points underscore text. I want to be inside of this function here. So right here after this, so I'm going to be between these, type this line of code. Points text, that's that text box I just made, period, TEXT. This is all small letters and turns blue, equals, quotation mark, you made a score of, you space, made space, a space, score space of, space, open quotation here, close quotation here, plus whatever points is, POINTS, plus. Then it's got this means to add on this part of the string, quotation mark, period, quotation, semicolon. So whatever points, it'll say you made a score of 10 or minus 10, or you made a score of 20. Let's just check this out. Go to the store. Okay, I'm going to go GO, and if I hit my space, I should have scored 20. I made a score 20. All right, let's get it wrong. Test movie test. Go to the store. G space, and I got it wrong, so I got minus 10. So what we got to do now is copy those lines, those 3 lines, and put them in for the rest of the words. So I'll do the first one with you. This is the biggest one, so let's copy this first. Right click, copy. Go in here, open the actions panel, enter it in, paste it in, go to the next one, come down, in between those last, I hit something else, in between those last 2 curly brackets, yeah, paste it in, go up here, go down the bottom, in between those last 2 curly brackets, paste it in, and I think that was it. Yep. So now let's go back to this first one again, and let's copy this plus points. Copy, paste it in here, come down here, paste it here, change this to minus 10. That's good. This one, open the actions panel, paste it in here, Don't need to change it because it's correct for here. Paste it in here. Make it -10. We got last one here. Paste it in here. And paste it here. And again, make this -10. Let's test this out. Control, test movie test, and we'll see something strange here. Go to the store. I'll write my GO space. That gives me 20. Now I'll do my TO space. But when I hit the space, instead of it adding 20, you're going to see something different. It added 10. And that's because it's still going back to, if I go here to my timeline, even though we're sitting here when we do it, we're going back to here, and it's still now following these instructions where there's an error, and it's subtracting 10 and then adding 20, which is really like only adding 10. So we got to stop that from happening. And we do that by going into this second word frame, open the actions panel, and right here, this stage event listener for a second word, under this function line before the if, put it a line, type this line. It says stage period remove event listener. It's copy this line, paste it in, change add to remove, make sure it's a small r, it'll turn blue, and change it to first word, FIRSTW, close bracket, semicolon. That will shut that function down that's behind us. Copy this, right click, copy that, go back to the timeline, go here, open the actions panel, right before the if, put an enter, paste it in, make this second word. This should work, I think. Go back to the timeline, click here, open the action panel, just before the if, put an enter in, paste it in, make this third word, because we're on the fourth, so it's a third word we want to cancel. And the fourth is our last word, so we don't have to go any further. Let's test this out. Go to the store. Let's try to get them all right first. G-O, enter, or space rather. That gives me 20 points. I jump to my next word. T-O, space. I got 40 points on my third word. T-H-E, space. I got 60 points. I'm ready to go to my fourth word, or on my fourth word. And if I spell store all right, I'll jump to C, and I'll have 80 points. S-T-O-R-E, store, period. Oh, I put a comma. Period, and I have a game. So now let's try one or two false ones. Test movie test. Go to the store. G-O-O space -10. So I'm going to go back to G-O space. I picked up 20, so it makes me 10. T-O-O, enter. I'm back down to 0 because I only had 10. I'm going to make it right. Should be +20. So I surmise the rest will work. And let's just see this. Go to the store. That still works. So I think that's it. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.